Sego everyone, Chief Sherry Lynn Hill here. Nyawa, thank you for tuning in to the weekly Chief and Council radio show. And here's my update as follows. I continue to meet regularly with community members. I wish to thank community members for bringing your concerns to me. One of the most pressing issues being brought to my attention by the community continues to be illegal dumping. On April 23rd, a meeting was held with representation from Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council and Administration, Six Nations Police, Indigenous Service Canada, and Ontario's Ministry of Environment, Conservation, and Parks. The goal of these meetings is to stop the importation of unwanted waste, illegal dumping on the territory. This work is ongoing as several strategies are being explored and developed. As a reminder, if you see or suspect any trucks dumping waste in our community, please call the Six Nations Police or my office immediately and report the location, a company name, and a license plate. Ontario introduces two new pieces of legislation. Bill 2, Protection Ontario through Free Trade within Canada Act, and Bill 5, Protect Ontario through Unleashing Our Economy Act. Six Nations has not been formally consulted. Bill 2, Protect Ontario through Free Trade within Canada Act. It was introduced April 16th and moving quickly through the legislative process as the bill has completed second reading debate on April 17th. The Protect Ontario through Free Trade within Canada Act Omnibus Bill seeks to simplify interprovincial trade and reduce regulatory barriers. Overall, this bill is aiming to make it easier for projects to move forward, which could impact First Nations inherent land rights. Under Canadian law, the duty to consult is triggered when actions or regulations could negatively impact Indigenous rights. No public consultation has occurred on Bill 2. Bill 5, Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act, was introduced on April 17th and also moving quickly through the legislative process as the bill has just completed second reading debate on April 29th. The Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act 2025 Omnibus Bill processes significant changes across various sectors that will impact Six Nations and other First Nations in the region. Repeal and replacement of the Endangered Species Act, amendments to the Ontario Heritage Act, creation of specific economic zones, and exemptions for Ontario Place redevelopment. We are working to continue to advocate that Ontario consult with Six Nations. This month's Indigenous Services Canada Chiefs Update included various public health updates, including update on the Ontario outbreak of measles. Cases continue to rise in recent weeks, and the majority of cases involve individuals that are not immunized. The public health officer then covered the importance of vaccinations. Information on avian flu with special precautions for hunters. If you become ill after handling birds, contact your health care provider. To report a sick bird in Ontario, call 226-217-8022. The monthly update also included an overview by Canada Development Investment Corporation on the Canada Indigenous Loan Guarantee Program, which was launched in December 2024. The program initially offered $5 billion in loan guarantee to support Indigenous ownership in natural resource and energy projects, to address historic barriers to assessing capital. Early this month, the pool has been doubled to $5 billion. To find out for more information, visit CILGC-CGPAC.ca. Iroquois Caucus General Assembly was in Akwesasne on April 23rd and 24th. Due to prior commitment, council members were unable to attend, but we were represented by Six Nations of the Grand Rivers Executive Director of Nation Building. During the assembly, participating Iroquois Caucus members exchanged gifts and recognition of the signing of a nation-to-nation trade and commerce protocol agreement. By-council meeting with the County of Brant was on April 16th. Council met with County of Brant's Council at the Chiefswood Upper Pavilion. The purpose of the meeting was to build allies and relationships with our neighbors and to explore ways in which we may work together for mutual benefit. I joined a virtual J Treaty Border Alliance Executive Committee meeting on April 16th. I learned that effective April 11th, that American Indians born in Canada with 50% blood quantum are exempt from the Department of Homeland Security's rule that requires registration and fingerprinting requirements for Canadian travelers staying in the United States for more than 30 days. The Hardy Indian Hospitals class action. On April 6th, the Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs announced that a proposed settlement has been reached in the Indian Hospitals class action. To be eligible for compensation, you must have been a patient at one of the 33 federal Indian hospitals while they were operated by the Government of Canada. Lady Wellington is on the list of federal Indian hospitals included in the settlement agreement with operating dates of January 1936 to September 1968. So Six Nations members may be eligible for this class action. The proposed settlement is not yet available. If approved, compensation and other benefits will be available to eligible class members. Council training was on April 3rd and 4th. The available counselors, and along with myself, participated in 2 full-day training sessions hosted by Gnukwashra. Day 1 on April 3rd was Lateral Violence is Family Violence, and Day 2 on April 4th was a refresher on Power and Privilege, a new version of training that was provided previously during our orientation. I was invited to the 2025 Juno Awards in British Columbia by Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horwath. I attended to support the announcement that the City of Hamilton will host next year's Juno Awards, since Hamilton is our treaty territory. This helped provide a lot of insights into how we may want to showcase Six Nations history and local talent at the 2026 Juno Awards in Hamilton. Nyawa, thank you for listening today. Until our next episode, be safe, be well, and be kind. Also, enjoy the 2025 community awareness events all throughout the month of May. Have a great week.